because I don't need to make the money from selling those types of shit. I make money growing my company.
Why not package up a very simple sales course that you can find in any $10 book at your local bookstore and start selling it out to your millions of followers? Once you start seeing how much money this guy can make, that's, I think, when he changed his mind.
Welcome back, man. King HD, and today I have another reaction for you. So today what we will be reacting to, actually a pretty cool video. It's a finance video, trying everything. The name of it is Authentic or Charlatan, Dan Lok, Exposing Internet Marketers. So Dan Lok is a big financial YouTuber that poses himself as this huge sales professional, whatever. He makes a lot of money, so apparently this video is exposing him for being a fake. So man, let's check it out, man.
This Authentic or Charlatan series focuses on popular YouTube influencers. Who is Dan Lok? He is a failing serial entrepreneur of 13 businesses. Then he came across sales copy letters and wanted to learn copywriting. After a few years of copywriting and internet marketing, Dan became a millionaire and then a multi-millionaire. Now he has a large social media presence while proclaiming himself to be a business consultant and be the best high-ticket sales consultant.
Hold on. Question. Why is this guy always in the backseat of a two-door Bentley? Like it's a four-door Rolls Royce?
He's created a persona centered around being the boss in the Bentley. Fancy cars, fancy suits, fancy living, private jets, just the typical internet marketer. It's all an image to get you to buy into his BS. He's an internet marketer that gives vague business advice to get you to buy into a sales funnel so that he can sell you on his insanely overpriced internet marketing products.
You literally can find a Bentley Continental of that body style like around 2008 for less than $100,000. Probably like 80, 60. So I think it's funny that these gurus come out in these cars. Half of the time they're not theirs and they're rented, but the other times they're cheap and they think people who don't know about cars think they're expensive. I'm a car guy. You can get that Bentley for less than $100,000. Now that's still a lot, but not for a multi-millionaire. You know what I'm saying?
After I was making about $10,000 a month as a young guy, 21,
so
22.
At your peak, your copy services are $10,000.
$10,000, and I was working one client, couple clients per month.
After watching hours of Dan Lok content researching for this video, this was actually the first video I came across where there was any mention of being a successful copywriter. Well, let's assume it's all true. Then I think it's fair to assume that he did make pretty good money as a copywriter. That's not out of the realm of possibility. Based on what he explained, he met the mentor at a seminar, started working for him and learning the trade of copywriting, and then began making $10K a month as a copywriter. Is this true? It might be. I think we can assume that it is. I think it's possible. Then he explains that he started his own copywriting company, and that's when he began making a lot more money. It seems like he got all of his first clients working for his mentor, Alan Jacques. Then he starts his own company and then immediately sees hyper success. That's a little bit of a red flag for me because he was working under this mentor and making pretty good money. Then all of a sudden he was able to start up his own company and using the same clients, using new clients, I have no idea. Then he saw this hyper success. Is that true? It's possible. I'm not believing it based on the level of success he's claiming. In a clip I'll play later, he said he accumulated $150K in debt. So in order to pay off his debt and become a liquid cash millionaire like he claims to be in just a few years is extremely difficult, especially in a business like copywriting where these clients of his aren't exactly creating a new product every single month. If you go out and land someone that's willing to pay you $10K for a sales letter copy, then obviously that's landing a big client, but you would need to do multiple of these clients every single month for multiple years on end to pay off this $150K in debt and become a multi-millionaire. By going through his YouTube collection, I can see that by around this time is when he started to try and establish himself as a business guru. I think he was able to see how
business guru. Was it 2015? Came out of nowhere with the Ty Lopez here in my garage. Then all of a sudden, all these guys come out of nowhere as gurus in real estate and Shopify and Amazon FBA and affiliate marketing and everywhere.
How much money can be made on YouTube and selling courses through seminars at this time, and saw that it was much more money than he can make as a copywriter. A big issue I have with this video is that it's titled What I Learned Losing $2 Million, 3 Best Lessons, but at no point in this video did he discuss anything about losing $2 million. Like most of his videos that you'll come across, it's all clickbait and mostly vague. And one of the biggest issues I have is He now claims to have lost millions of dollars, but then also became a multimillionaire. So we're talking about, in order to become successful on the level that he's claiming in just a few years as a copywriter, he need to lose a few $1,000,000 and then also make a few. It's just starting to seem a little sketch to me. He's branding and positioning himself as this business guru and business expert, even though there's very little indication that he's actually ran a successful business at all. If we take him at his word, at this point he's only been a successful copywriter, but as I've dug deeper, I'm not entirely believing that as well. And at the end of the day, he's just like every other social media charlatan. He focuses on some large net worth or income to build up a brand. He does it through social media and by building up a following, because a lot of people like following success, of course, is that he's able to build up this following so that people can see that he's successful, even if it's just a characterized version of himself.
Isn't that funny? Social media, man. And I'm 28, so this isn't my generation. Social media, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. What people don't get is, or what people don't think about, we can show you what we want you to see. I can come on YouTube and say I'm a, ex-NFL player, or I can say I'm, I own, I'm a real estate person, which maybe not. And so it's, if you noticed, he showed you the expensive watch and private jet. He's in the Bentley with the nice, expensive shoes on. That makes people think, oh, yeah, he make a lot of money. Obviously he clearly is successful, right? And what you don't know is he show you what he wants you to see. The same way YouTubers do, the same way people on Instagram do. They show you what they want you to see. Everybody on Instagram is not on vacation. Everybody on Instagram is not rich. Every YouTuber does not have a Lamborghini. Half of them are rented. But people fall into this just because, people have hope to be successful. And like you said, they like following successful people, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just gotta, find a needle in the haystack of who's actually legit, and that's the hard part.
And then at the end, when you have this following built up, then you can create some high-end course to sell all to these blind followers, and then that's where you make your real money. And essentially what happens with these people is that they will build up this image of themselves. They build up, imagine like a characterized version of themselves, this super financially successful person. And as they sell all these courses and seminars, they become the financially successful person, and they basically morph into that characterized version of themselves.
Yeah, because they fake it till they make it. They start out being, pop out of nowhere as this rich, expert in a specific financial niche, and, show the nice cars and the watches and the money and the trips and stuff like that. Excuse me. And half of the mansions and cars are rented, and people believe it. So they pretty much fake it till they make it. They prey out for people's hope and ambitions to be in these financial industries and make good money, and people actually make them rich and turn them into this person, like he said, this character who they was pretending to be. So I don't know, it's interesting, man, and trust me, he's not the only one. And not saying it's true or not, I don't know, I'm just watching this video, but trust me, there's a lot of them that's fake. Buy my course only for $1,500. Yeah, okay. When it's the same stuff that's on Google, literally, that I can find on Google in 30 seconds.
Okay. $1,500 to $2,000 a month with local clients. How much do you want to be charging?
Oh, that's, I never actually thought of that before. Maybe, if I could get my retainer up to $2,500 a month, that would really help my profit margins for sure.
Okay, and what's your cost of delivering the service?
It's usually, both $300.
Okay, how many clients do you want to be working with?
Well, the goal is, I think the first milestone I need to get to is 50.
Notice how edited this video is, which makes it blatantly obvious how staged it is. This video has more jump cuts in it than he has followers.
The audio was added in, and he was jump cutting. Trust me, I edit my videos. The audio was added in, and the jump cuts was to match to audio. You know what I'm saying? So they jump cut him standing there to match the next audio of the guy responding. So yeah,
the conversation is set up perfectly to help Dan send out signals that he's this high value sales closer. It couldn't be any more scripted.
Smart.
Also has no sales calling experience, but now he's running a business around selling high ticket clients. To my knowledge, he only has success as a copywriter, which obviously is sales, but selling over the phone in cold calling situations is probably a lot different than being a copywriter. To me, it's still two different skill sets. When I watch these videos, I can't help but notice that it's very obvious that basically what Dan did is he read a lot of sales books, he came across Grant Cardone on YouTube, on social media, saw him killing it, and figured out that he could do the same, because all of his videos are just generic sales advice that you'd find in $10 books at your local bookstore.
So for
Just did a little research.
I charge 10K. How do you feel about that?
Listen to a sales pitch, 10K for a 2-hour sales call? That's insane. If you have any sales calling experience at all, you can tell that this is scripted right when you listen to it. Does not sound anything at all like anything that goes on in the real world. And here's basically what his high ticket closer program really is. Dan building up this YouTube channel based on deceit and then selling his followers on a very expensive program centered around sales. He's living his high ticket closing brand now, but sadly the only people buying in any interaction are his blind followers. To his credit, Dan Lok is a savvy marketer who has built up this character as the sales closer expert and a savvy businessman who runs all these successful businesses. But the only tangible success that I've seen that he's built up has been his social media following. But just like most charlatans on social media, they're only successful because their brand is predicated on some character that they built, and the character itself becomes famous first. You ever notice how Dan only talks about how many successful businesses he runs, but he never shares any details about them? You never see any offices, you never see any employees. Take a minute to go watch Gary V videos, Gary Vaynerchuk, and see how transparent Gary V is. He's always in his office, he's got all these employees, he's got so much content out there showing how much of a real businessman he is. And compare that to Dan Lok and you'll see how easy it is to see how fake Dan Lok is. We're on Dan Lok's LinkedIn. Let's do a quick look and see how successful Mr. Lok was. Let's scroll down to his history. And we start with TEDx Talk in 2016. In 2015, he had a mentor show. But again, this is all after he claims to have been a millionaire and super successful. Then we see a few different businesses or different jobs, I guess, that he started himself. He's the founder of Dan on Demand, a mentorship program. He's got this YouTube, Closers in Black, but I want you to notice the dates. 2019, 2018, the host of the Dan Lok Show. He was this YouTube celebrity. Notice how everything is so self-proclaimed. Even here in 2009, this is the earliest date we've seen. He was a real estate investor, even though he's mentioned nothing about real estate in any of his videos. But just look at all this. Entertainer, TV host, YouTube celebrity. And then if you look at the dates of these, we've got Dan Lok and Canada. I want you to really notice where in here is the success outside of YouTube.
Fake it till you make it, bro. It works.
Multi-millionaire copywriting success. I don't see any mention of that at all. And then
the crazy thing is how easy it is to build up a following, like you said, a caricature with social media, because people believe almost anything that they see. You know, and don't think about, you know, the editing on YouTube, you know, what the Instagram influencers don't show you, what the business experts don't show you. So it's crazy, you know. Social media, it can be good. Obviously, you can make a lot of money from YouTube and all type of stuff. And even real businesses get on, you know, social media platforms, especially like YouTube, and make money and spread real knowledge. But it's crazy how you can create a character and actually become that character due to deceiving people. That's very interesting, because he's not the only one. Trust me, there's plenty of them out there.
And all of these
half of these fake courses, these courses are fake.
Copywriters.com. You know, if he's claiming to run all these successful businesses, maybe they're successful. I haven't seen any indication that they actually are. But just a quick look on his LinkedIn is really raising red flags to me. Who doesn't love a rags to riches story? Every time I see anything about Dan Lok, it's self-proclaimed multimillionaire with no reason to believe he had a multi-million-dollar net worth before social media started. In this rags to riches story, he never touches on how he became successful. He consistently brings up how he started 13 businesses and failed at all of them. Then he became a multimillionaire all of a sudden. He talked about how he went into crazy credit card debt and ran out of friends to ask for money. And this is where I think some of my insight into
Don't be mean, man.
Basically, when you come into a lot of debt, when you run up the credit cards like he says he did, you're going to be willing to do whatever it takes to get out of that debt. He even said that he ran out of friends to ask for money. And I think once he started seeing the money he could make by selling courses and seminars and blowing up on the YouTube by creating this character of himself, He figured he could make a lot of money, which is generally what you want to do when you're in a lot of debt. And another thing is he mentions that he had a really important mentor when he was running his lawnmower business, but in his interview with Omar in the Rags to Riches interview, he says that his first mentor came years later at the seminar, his copywriter friend, Alan Jacques, that I mentioned previously. To me, this is a little bit of a red flag. I mean, of course, with all the content he has online, there's probably going to be some type of consistency issues, but the fact that he is starting to sound a lot like Ty Lopez and Robert Kiyosaki raises major red flags to me.
Go ahead. Sell me this pen.
Everything about Dan Lok in his videos is just vague, simple, generic business advice. And
Hold on, I'm sorry, I want to read what he said. How to sell me anything to anyone in time. I do remember seeing that. More imitation of an actual sales guru, Jordan Belfort, aka Wolf on Wall Street. Yeah, a lot of times when you watch these financial videos from these gurus, they're not saying anything. They're saying a whole lot without saying a whole bunch of nothing. They're not saying nothing. Like you said, it's vague. They're not giving you the details. All they do is get you hyped up to make you, work on them endorphins to make you feel like, oh yeah, I'm finna go do something. I'm about to go make a sale. I'm finna go do this, do that. And then you realize, oh wait, he didn't really tell me how to start the business, but you can buy my course.
On all of the videos, it sounds like he read a book or two and then makes a video about the concepts covered within the book. Nothing about his teaching comes from experience, in my opinion. I've now watched a few hours of his videos just to prepare for this video, and at no point have I felt like he runs an actual business outside of his social media funnel. And I know nothing about Dan outside of these videos, which is telling to me. A lack of transparency is usually a major red flag.
Content creator, I don't teach, I don't charge my stuff. You guys know, all my stuff is free online.
Here's Dan just a few years before realizing how much his blind sheep followers will pay for his courses.
Because you don't have a particular program, right?
I don't.
Maybe in the future you will,
I
but
would never have a program.
no?
No, I'll give all my stuff away. No, well, I do this. No, I have one. Actually, I'm gonna take some of my programs from the past. I'm gonna upload to YouTube that I charge thousands of dollars for. I just upload to YouTube. It's all free. That's what I'm planning to do next month. Because I don't need to make the money from selling those types of shit. I make money growing my company.
Why not package up a very simple sales course that you can find in any $10 book at your local bookstore and start selling it out to your millions of followers? Once you start seeing how much money this guy can make, that's, I think, when he changed his mind.
Times your finances, 10 times your business, 10 times your marketing, 10 times your life.
10x your marriage, 10x the kids, 10x your time off.
I want to leave you with this. His high-ticket closer program is 7 weeks long and costs $2,500. For 7 weeks, you apparently learn all about how to sell high-ticket clients on your services. The problem I have is that the people signing up for these courses aren't running businesses before signing up. They get sold that the course will help them learn how to have the easiest path to six-figure incomes by selling some magical high-ticket clients. So you learn some generic sales advice in the course, but when the course finishes, what exactly are you selling without any product or service yourself? Time to give Dan Lok.
He didn't really learn anything. He just made you feel like you was doing something, but didn't actually give you anything of value to actually go and do something with. Maybe a little bit, but not really. That's how most of the courses are. They're not really telling you anything. That's why I won't buy any.
A score. We have 5 criteria on a scale of 1 to 10. If the subject
Check
scores
it out.
less
I
than
go
25,
pull
then
up
they
the information
are
my own
officially a
self.
charlatan. Above a 25, then they qualify as being authentic and trustworthy. First, we have authenticity, which is the truth behind what you share. I give him a 3 out of
I like
10,
that suit.
30%.
It's kinda
Found
loud,
a few
though.
inconsistencies in his speeches, multiple instances of straight up plagiarizing other internet marketers, multiple occasions of needing to really investigate if what he was saying was true, and the LinkedIn profile raised way too many red flags. Transparency, how much you share. I'm going to give him a 2 out of 10, 20%. If you go through his catalog of videos, way too high of a percentage of his videos is really vague. It took way too long to figure out his story, and not knowing anything about any of all of these businesses that he apparently runs keeps this score really low. Next is replaceability. This is your ability to replace the guru's info. I give him actually a 1 out of 10. 10%. None of his advice comes from experience, and you can easily find all of his sales advice in 2 to 3 of the most popular sales books. Grant Cardone and Jordan Belfort wiped this guy clean with their sales advice, and they offer basically everything you need to know for free or for a significantly lower price than High Ticket Closer. Next is belief in success. Am I a believer in this guru? I give him a 3 out of 10 for 30%. I think he had some marginal success as a copywriter, even though it was hard to justify my decision. It's very clear that his real financial success came from social media and funneling his following into his High Ticket Closer course, which is how he really became rich. Last, we have deception. How much are you negatively affecting your following? I give him a 5 out of 10, 50%. I have a feeling a lot of people get value from Lok, even if their efforts are misguided. They spend way too much money on his courses and are receiving advice from a charlatan. I can't deny that he has a huge following, and I'm sure some segment of the sheep herd are improving their life with his mentality and the character that he's created. Dan Lok's total score is an 11 out of 50, easily making him a charlatan. To anyone watching this, please stay away from this clown.
Man, look, man. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Like, I don't know if Dan Lok is real or not. I mean, if his information is true, if he's telling the truth, I don't know. But you got to be careful because there's a lot of internet gurus and stuff like that. So courses and stuff, and this is nothing new. This stuff that's been going on for years. So all I'll say is be careful. That's an interesting video. I don't know. So if you have any more videos for me to watch, comment below, like and subscribe to the video, please. Without further ado, man.
In other countries like Brazil or Finland, workers are encouraged to take an average of 30 days of vacay.
No way, yo. 30 days? Get out of here. They encouraged to take a month off from work, like their employer encourages this. Welcome back, Keem HD. So today I have another reaction for you. So what I'll be reacting to today is a little different. It's called 21 things that the US 21 things in the US that puzzle most foreigners. You know, the US, we kind of flow to our own beat, our own rhythm, kind of do stuff a little different. You know, we like to be difficult and stand out and all this stuff. So it should be an interesting video. Yeah, let's check it out. All right, let's go. Turn that down.
Well, you may have lived in the United States your whole life without realizing that something totally normal for you seems bizarre to people from other parts of the world. Who knew that munching on fried pickles in a highly air-conditioned room was so outlandish? Well, here are some other highly entertaining Americanisms I've gathered. Let's count it down from number 21. Sales tax is a guessing game. When you go shopping in the U.S. and see a price tag that says $14.88, don't expect to pay $14.88 at the register. Sales tax is not included in the price of an item. And since this tax can vary from state to state, figuring out your total can turn into the ultimate mental math challenge. In many European countries, the sales tax is already included in the price.
What?
It's known as a value-added tax, or VAT.
Value-added tax.
Number 20.
Well, so sales tax in other countries, in other European countries, have the sales tax included so you know your total before you purchase an item. Why we can't do that? Why can't we do that? I don't know. That's interesting. A lot of people struggle with that when you go to buy a new car. You go buy a new car and they say, "Oh, the new car is $20,000." And once you get to the dealership and they add in all these document fees, all these reconditioning fees, and all that stuff, sales tax, now $20,000 car just turned to $23,000, and you're like, thought it said $20,000. Why didn't you include all of that into the price before I came about the car? Yeah, I mean, just include the sales tax. Well, that's not fair because sales tax can lower if you have a trade-in. If you trade in a vehicle, that'll lower your sales tax a lot. So I guess that they would know that. But still, a lot of people, you know, in our country actually be pissed about, you know, going to the dealership and the car being, you know, a few more grand over because of sales tax. That's interesting.
We're total workaholics. A lot of Americans don't feel the need to take long vacations. so they often let vacation and sick hours pile up without ever
How about
using
that
them.
one?
Plus, most employers only give you 2 weeks out of the year.
Exactly. So, he kind of contradicted himself a little bit. That is not true at all. Who would not take a vacation? There are usually a few reasons why we don't take a lot of vacations. I was going to say 2, but I'm sure it's more than 2 for some people. 1, you can't afford to because you probably don't make enough to be able to miss work that much because you have bills and obligations. So you can't. 2, your job doesn't give you a lot. Like you said, 2 weeks at most. And I know some jobs, you might get a week, maybe, and you accrue that time, and it can be used up. So no, it's not like we don't think they're necessary and wouldn't love to take a vacation. We don't just love being at work. Not most of us, anyways. We have to, and we ain't trying to get fired or get in trouble, or you trying to save your vacation time for a specific time of the year for an event, whatever.
But in a lot of other countries, like Brazil or Finland, workers are encouraged to take an average of 30 days of vacay.
No way, yo. 30 days? Get out of here. They encouraged to take a month off from work, like their employer encourages this? I'm in the wrong country. I'm moving to Finland. Who coming with me? 30 days? If I miss 30 days at work, I'm fired. Even if I got a doctor excuse. Even if I got a doctor excuse, I'm fired, man. That's crazy. And the employer absolutely is not encouraging you to take 30 days off. If they do, probably they can fire you when you get back.
Wow. Maybe I should take some time off. Or perhaps I'll just keep waiting.
No, I'll get fired.
It's not a party without red Solo cups. In the States, this red plastic cup is synonymous with party on, dude. But other countries apparently don't recognize this cup to mean the same thing. People in the UK, for example, don't use red Solo cups at get-togethers. They have to go to a special website to purchase the cups for American-themed parties. Who knew?
Wow.
Number 18. Deep-fried everything.
Oh, we love some fried food, don't we?
Fried pickles or even fried Oreos. America has it all. Fried fish recipes for.
And I'm in Texas, so the Texas State Fair. Fried everything, baby. You already know how it is. Fried Oreos, fried ice cream, fried, I don't know, whatever you could think of. Fried juicy juice. But yeah, I'm in Texas, so the Texas State Fair, fried everything, baby. That's why I'm not in shape, anyways.
Whether it's fried pickles or even fried Oreos, America has it all. Fried fish recipes first appeared in Spanish and Portuguese cookbooks as far back as the 1200s, and the Greeks were frying food in olive oil way back in the 5th century BCE.
Olive oil. Wow.
But as America does with many things, they've adopted a tradition from far-off lands and took it up a notch.
We always like taking stuff, making it our own, and then putting our own twist on it. Just like soccer or football. We such bullies. Like, do we ever come up with our own stuff?
Or 5. 17. Get everything you need right at the pharmacy. If you're not from the U.S., it may be puzzling to walk into a pharmacy and see aisles and aisles of over-the-counter meds, toys, makeup, clothes, and even groceries.
Everything
Unlike in other countries where pharmacies sell medicine and medical supplies exclusively, the ones in the U.S. are like small convenience stores where you can grab magazines, Tylenol, and a frozen pizza in one fell swoop.
Makeup.
16. Fill her up. In America, if a restaurant doesn't offer free refills on fountain drinks, it's kind of strange. But in other countries, once you buy one beverage, that's it. France banned refills on sugary sodas back in 2017 in order to combat the current obesity epidemic.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that's not bad as it sounds. You like, oh, free refills? They banned it? Why? It's so dramatic. Because they're trying to stop people from being out of shape. Like, I was in great shape a few years ago. I didn't gain a lot of weight. If they would ban some sugar and some fried food and some of these sweets I be eating, I would still be in a lot healthier shape. Thank you. So I don't know. Yeah, America. You know, we have weight epidemic, weight issues, and that's just because we encourage to eat fried, sugary foods and drink soda. It is what it is. Other countries are trying to take it. Trying to help help their citizens out by cutting some of that out, cutting some of the food out, because half of us don't have enough mental control to put the hamburger and the donuts down. So they said, okay, we'll do it for you. It's banned. I feel you.
But in the U.S., the idea of free refills is still alive and well. 15.
Yeah, man,
if you don't like it, return it. Whether it's an ugly sweater from grandma or a heinous pair of earrings from an ex, if you don't like it, you can just return it. In America, making returns at stores is pretty normal and super easy. I mean, the U.S. even has a National Returns Day in January.
We do? I didn't know that. I don't shop a lot. I didn't know that. I actually have a lady friend that literally will buy clothes, not wear it for 6 months, and go like on a return spree. I'm like, wow.
Conveniently help for you to return holiday gifts you weren't too thrilled about. 14. Tips for everyone. Cab drivers, servers, hairdressers, you gotta tip them. Tips are acceptable for almost any service in the U.S. and sometimes consist of 25% of the bill. We haven't started tipping surgeons yet, but there are places in other parts of the world, such as Japan, that consider tipping incredibly rude, like in restaurants.
What? Really?
When you travel to different countries, it's important to learn their tipping etiquette so that you don't offend anyone.
It's rude to tip in
I'll
Japan?
take my car.
What? I wonder why. I mean, because who wouldn't want extra money? That lets you know Americans are greedy. Other countries get offended if you tip them. In our country, we are like almost have to tip. Not have to, but you know what I'm saying. That's crazy. Very interesting.
Coffee to go. With a Starbucks on every corner, it's very normal to see people toting around a coffee as they shop, commute to work, and whatever else at all times of the day. But in many parts of the world, coffee is meant to be sipped on while seated and enjoying the paper or chatting with friends. Tugging your coffee along with you throughout the day might be due to the fact that the cups are huge and take longer to drink. Who's got that kind of time to be sitting in a cafe for hours? Sounds like fun to me.
I guess not Americans. It seems like to me, compared to other countries, we work a lot and don't have a lot of free time. That's what I'm getting from half of this video. They get more vacation time. They're encouraged to take off. They get to sit down and enjoy their coffee, not shove it down their throat while they're trying to run to work on their 30-minute lunch. I think, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Number 12, the land of ice-cold drinks.
Looking too good.
Now, speaking of drinks, if it's not a hot coffee or cocoa, then it's probably got ice in it. Tea, coffee, lemonade, soda, water. Americans like it on the rocks. If you go elsewhere in the world, odds are you'll be sipping your soda at room temperature, or maybe slightly refrigerated if you don't specifically ask for ice. Number 11.
Dang, you have to tell McDonald's no ice. Or they gonna put 80% ice in your cup with 20% drink. You take 2 sips after you leave the drive-thru and it's gone. And it's none but ice. Like, bro, I did not need my drink to be frozen. I would have got a slushie. Why is there so much ice? I don't want to chew the ice. That's crazy. So they put so much drink. That's because they be trying to put less soda. Because they cheat. Because America be trying to rip people off. But that's crazy. Other countries, room temperature. I don't know if I want room temperature drink. Slightly refrigerated. That's cool.
Keeping the AC on at all times. Americans must have an aversion to being hot. In many parts of Europe, people simply don't use air conditioning as much as they do in the States. Here, it's expected to always have the AC blaring, and a lot of visitors find it pretty strange and quite chilly. But come on, it makes sense. If you're cold, you can layer up. If you're hot, all you can do is suffer and complain about it. Number 10. Looking at dollars is a snooze fest. I remember going to
What you
Europe
mean?
for the first time and thinking their banknotes looked like Monopoly money. And I guess a lot of countries have bills of different colors and sizes,
Yeah.
depending on the value, like Swedish krona and Russian
Ooh,
rubles.
that's tight.
But
Oh,
not
look at that. Dang, look at that. That, like you said, like Monopoly money. That's crazy. Obviously, I'm sure they come over here and think the same thing about how dollars look, but that's crazy. Rubles.
in the U.S. It's all greenbacks, baby. Sure,
Yeah.
10s look a little
Benjamins.
yellowy, 50s are kind of pinkish, and Benjamins seem bluer than the others. But still,
I never
U.S.
noticed that.
dollars definitely aren't as fun and rainbowy as other
Yeah.
currencies.
I like that. It's real colorful and it's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Number 9, giving a thumbs up. In
Uh-oh.
America, even little kids know a thumbs up means good job, way to
They be
go,
fighting it. You get beat up
or
in another
anything
country.
positive like that. But if you travel to Greece or the Middle East and give this common American gesture, you probably won't make too many friends.
Oh, they're gonna be like, what,
How about
what you
giving
say?
this video a
What'd you
thumbs
say?
up for the useful tip?
I'm like he's flipping
Number
us off. He's flipping us off. Get him. Dang, thumbs up means bad. That's interesting to see the different ways people communicate in other
The
countries.
date writing conundrum.
They
So
right.
many visitors to the U.S. get really confused by the month, day, year thing, because most
Yeah.
parts of the world write the day, then the month, then finally the year.
Really? I didn't know that. We do month, day, year. They do day, month, year. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because obviously the day changes every day, so that should be first. Because it's like you obviously know what year you in. I would hope you will more understand what the month is because it take around 30 days for that to change. So the day changes every day, so that makes sense that all you have to do put the date of the day up front and it change cause since that changes every day. Okay.
There's no clear historical reason why the U.S. insists on writing the day
'Cause we like
differently,
being difficult.
but we just do.
We want to be different.
Number 7,
That's why.
pre-baby baby showers.
That's how we started something.
Many cultures celebrate a new baby coming into the world, but America is
Baby
one of
showers.
the few places that does this before the baby actually gets here. In East Asian countries,
It's because we like celebrating and spending money all the time. That's why.
for instance,
Wonder why ain't nobody got no money.
celebrations for a new baby are held once the baby is born, as doing otherwise is seen as bad luck. Number 6, where
guess
how
that's why
are
we got
you
our bad luck.
means hello. Sure, people ask each other how they're doing in other countries, but Americans often use this phrase as a replacement for hey or hello. It doesn't even
you doing?
require a real response. People just answer with fine thanks, even if they're in a horrible mood or had a terrible day.
All right.
Number 5.
Yeah, that's because it's so kind of generic and we so used to people asking that. Like, how are you? Like when you go to check out at the grocery store or Walmart, how are you? I'm alright. Even though you was just in a car accident. Because it's just your normal response because you don't feel like talking to them. We're not friendly. We're not too friendly over here.
Bathroom stalls that aren't so private. Don't like doing your business in front of complete strangers? Americans don't either, of course. But the fact that bathroom stall doors often reveal as much as your entire lower leg seems to say otherwise.
Yeah.
There's no clear reason as to why there's this big gap
Why
in
you can't
public
make it
bathroom
down to the
stalls
bottom?
here. But
Good
many
point.
guess it's for safety reasons or ventilation.
Yeah, I guess.
Just saying.
Ventilation.
Number 4. No one uses their
Like in high school, you like, who's out there? Who got on green Vans? Oh, that's Jimmy. Jimmy and I taking a dump.
safety reasons or ventilation. Just saying.
Look
Number
at the
4.
side.
No one uses their inside voice. A lot of my friends who are visiting or moved to the U.S. tell me that
Why y'all
locals
talk
speak
so
so
loud?
loud compared to other countries. Whether it's talking on your cell phone or chatting with a friend over
Cell
lunch,
phone, people talk
Americans
loud.
seem to really like projecting their voice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we just want to make sure we're
I
heard.
don't know.
Number
know.
3.
Maybe we
It's all
deaf.
about choices. Walk into any grocery store aisle and you'll notice at least 10 different options for cookies, crackers, or cereal.
For
People
everything.
in the UK don't have these many options for food, and you'll
Wow.
almost never find anything in grape flavor there.
Really?
Number 2.
Interesting.
Hopping into the back seat of a cab. When getting into a cab, It's customary in the States to scoot on into the back seat. But in countries like New Zealand and Australia, riding anywhere but shotgun can be a little rude.
Really?
Number 1.
Why? Because they feel like you got in the back because they ugly or because they smell funny or something? Or you don't want to talk to them? Why you sitting in the back of my car? Am I ugly? I got something on my face?
That classic American smile. In the U.S., people aren't afraid to be nice and show their pearly whites all the time. And according to a 2015 study at Brown University, because America has always been a very diverse country, it forced people to smile at each other more since they couldn't always communicate with language.
Right.
That's just
Makes
one
sense.
more historical theory as to why Americans tend to smile more than people in other places do. Or maybe
Blue
we're just,
tag.
friendly.
Happy?
Whether
Friendly?
you're from the U.S. or not, can you add any more strange Americanisms to the list? Let me know down in the comments.
Well, I don't quite know what other countries do differently than us because I haven't been to other countries, so can't really speak on that. But man, that's crazy though. That's interesting. That's interesting, man. Don't go somewhere and get somebody thumbs up. You might get beat up. Don't do it. You might not come back home. But anyway, hopefully you liked the video. Comment down below which ones was the most weird to you. Like with the sitting in the back, the fact that we got so many options. Which one was the most weird to you? And also comment something that's different that you know if that wasn't on the list. Like the video, subscribe, comment down below any other videos you want me to watch. Kim SD, man, we out.
Hi, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and I'll give you my phone number. Make sure you turn on your notification bell. Bye.
All right, I take that.